What's up, my man? Shout out J Calderon Boxing, the Golden Boy.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy, J Calderon, Stand Clear Entertainment, and we're about to get into this week's boxing talk. We're going to do a recap over the much-anticipated rematch between Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin, Triple G. This was a fight where yours truly, J Calderon, was in Las Vegas for this big showdown. It was one of the biggest fights in this decade, aside from Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao. This was a great fight matchup between two warriors that got in the ring, the best fighters in the middleweight division, and these guys put on one hell of a performance. This is definitely going to go down as fight of the year for sure. It was a great fight by both men. And I got to say this right now. I've been a fan of Triple G from the beginning, since day one. When this guy was fighting overseas in Germany, way before he teamed up with Abel Sanchez, when he was chasing Felix Sturm for his WBA middleweight title. Triple G is an all-time great middleweight champion. He's definitely one of the top 5 greatest middleweights of all time. He's right up there with guys like Marvelous, Marvin Hagler, Carlos Monsoon, and also Bernard Hopkins. He's also right now tied with Bernard Hopkins with 20 successful title defenses throughout his reign as middleweight champion. But that reign came to an end on Saturday night. And I gotta tell you right now, right off the bat, this was not a robbery. To all my Triple G fans out there, this was a great fight, and I will tell you why I believe this wasn't a robbery. It was a very close fight, a hard fight to score for some rounds, but it was a fight where I saw it this way. You know, the beginning of the fight, we saw that Canelo Alvarez came with a different fight. He fought differently than he did in the first fight. The first fight, he basically boxed Triple G and faded down the stretch, where Triple G was the aggressor and the person that pressed the attack, and where most fans believe that Triple G won that fight, I believe that fight ended in a draw. And I felt that no one really took command of that fight to really go ahead and claim victory. So I wasn't mad with the draw decision in the first fight. This fight right here, I saw in the first round that Canelo Alvarez, I gave that round to him. But I felt that when I rewatched the fight, again, I saw that Triple G actually won that first round with his jab. He looked very good with his jab. Even though Canelo landed a few good, hard, clean shots in that first round, it was more of the work of Triple G's jab that was most effective in that first round. Now, the next 2 rounds, I saw Canelo Alvarez landing the cleaner shots, the harder shots. He fought in the pocket. This was a totally different game strategy for Canelo Alvarez in this fight, because he stood right there, toe-to-toe, banging to the body and throwing some really good hard-hitting shots. The clean, effective punching by Canelo Alvarez. Triple G was landing his shots as well, but not as much as Canelo Alvarez. So I gave the next 2 rounds to Canelo Alvarez. In the 4th round, it was one of those rounds where I call it a swing round. This round could have went to either man. In the beginning, I had gave it to Canelo Alvarez. After rewatching it, I gave round 4 to Triple G. Now, Triple G started to look like he was starting to slow down. He started to look like he was wearing down in this fight, and it had to do with the body work that Canelo Alvarez was doing. He was doing excellent body work. And for me, it's mind-boggling that Triple G did not go to the body. We said this in the first fight, that he did not attack the body of Canelo Alvarez. And we thought that on the second fight, the rematch, that he would go strictly to the body and break this man down. And we did not see that. And I just don't understand why Triple G did not go to the body. When he did, very few times, he landed some good body shots, but he did not follow up, and he wasn't as consistent as Canelo Alvarez was throughout the fight, just going to the body. And you saw the effects that it had on Triple G. Triple G was landing that beautiful, powerful jab. It was the best jab all night. Even Canelo Alvarez landed a very good jab throughout the fight, but Triple G's jab was just much better. And his punches were landing good as well, but Canelo Alvarez was backing him up. He stayed off the ropes. He kept the fight at the center of the ring, and he did a very good job in this fight. I had, after 8 rounds, I had Canelo Alvarez comfortably ahead, 6 rounds to 2 over Triple G. I had said during the fight that he needed a knockout to win this fight because he was so way behind on the scorecards. Even Abel Sanchez on TV said to Triple G in the corner, "You're losing the fight, you're behind." They even knew that he was behind on the scorecards. And then Triple G started to wake up in the 9th, 10th round, the 11th, the 12th round, where he finished the last 4 rounds very strongly. He was on the attack. He was putting on the pressure, and he was landing a lot of shots. And you started to see Canelo Alvarez wear down a little bit, started to take more punches. But Canelo Alvarez was showing tremendous heart. He was in great condition for this fight. You know, we can't blame any steroids use in this fight right here, because after he was tested positive for steroids, they started retesting him vigorously for this fight right here, and these fighters are 100% clean. They went in there on an even playing field, and they left it all on the line. The 11th round was also another swing round for me. It was a very close round. Either man could have had that round in the 11th. I gave that round to Canelo Alvarez. The 12th and final round, which was a great round for Triple G, and a very close round at that as well, but I gave it to Triple G, closing out the show very strongly. This fight, to me, could have ended in a draw once again. That's how close this fight was. Or if you take those swing rounds, there was about 4 of those swing rounds. If you would have gave 2 of those rounds to the other man, this fight could have easily went 7 rounds to 5 for either man. I think the judges got it right. You know, Canelo Alvarez did put up a game effort. Canelo Alvarez deserves a lot of credit in this fight for what he did. I give him respect in winning this fight. Congratulations. You know, I'm disappointed that Triple G did not win this fight, but he's a great fighter, an excellent warrior. Both men put it on the line. They showed tremendous heart. Both men showed tremendous chins in this fight to take one another's punches, because they were throwing some heavy bombs in there. And, you know, one of the judges on the scorecard, if he would have gave the 12th and final round, like most of us did, to Triple G, this fight would have ended in a draw once again. But for some reason, he felt like he wanted to give him the 12th round. And like I said, it was a close round, but I gave that round, like a lot of people did, to Triple G. And it ended the way it ended, you know, 7 rounds to 5 for Canelo Alvarez, while one judge scored it, you know, a draw. Is not a bad decision at all. It's definitely not a robbery. It was a great fight, and I would love to see it again. This is one of the best rivalries in boxing that we've had, just like Manny Pacquiao and Juan Manuel Marquez, or even Arturo Gatti versus Mickey Ward. That's the type of fight that we got from these 2 men right here in 24 rounds. Why wouldn't you want to see it again? This is worth your money. This is better than any fight that's out there right now. Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence, Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. You know, these are big fights that are out there that boxing fans want to see. But this fight right here produced 24 rounds of pure action and Fight of the Year candidate. You know, it doesn't get any better than this. And it was a great fight. I tip my hats off to both men for putting on a great show. Canelo Alvarez is the victory winner. He's the new middleweight king of the division of 160 pounds. You know, he holds the WBC, the WBA, the IBO, and the Ring Magazine lineal middleweight champion. And now he is the man that beat the man. So what's in store right now for him? I know Golden Boy is probably going to throw him with a soft touch and put him in there with David Lemieux, who got a very easy victory. The undercard was a total mismatch. I mean, it was a ridiculous undercard where these guys were put against smokescreen opponents, because David Lemieux took care of Spike O'Sullivan real easy, and it was a knockout in the first round the minute he landed one good solid punch. So David Lemieux is definitely in line for Canelo Alvarez. It's something that Golden Boy's been wanting to put together ever since he was champion. You know, now he has an opportunity as a middleweight to take on a guy like Canelo Alvarez. It's a big, hard-hitting knockout puncher versus a skillful fighter that's going to basically technically break him down the way Triple G was able to break him down and create a stoppage for him in the later part of the rounds. I see Canelo Alvarez winning that fight quite easily, you know, but on paper it looks pretty good. What's in store for Triple G? He's still a threat in the middleweight division, no matter how you see it. He's getting up there in age. He's 36 years old. You know, if he comes back, hopefully it's against a good fighter, and he could prove once again that he is something to reckon with in the middleweight division. As for Canelo Alvarez, he has a mandatory with the WBC for Jamal Charlo. I know a lot of people are riding these Charlo brothers. They believe that they're the best in the world, and I really don't see it that way. I see them as very talented young fighters that are hungry, and they're looking very impressive against the guys that they have been put in front of. But these guys haven't fought anybody to really say that they are the best in the world. If he gets the opportunity, I believe Jamal Charlo will lose to Canelo Alvarez. I don't think any one of the middleweights that are out there right now, top 5, top 10 middleweights in the division right now, you put all the names on the line. Daniel Jacobs is out there. You have Dimanchenko that's out there that's going to fight Daniel Jacobs. All these guys, the Charlo brothers, I believe, that none of these guys will beat Triple G or Canelo Alvarez. I think that these are the two best fighters in the middleweight division. They're the top of the top, and none of these guys that are in the top 10 could beat Triple G or Canelo Alvarez. And I see the same thing happening with Charlo facing Canelo Alvarez if that fight is to happen. I don't really think it's going to happen, but we have to wait and see how this is going to really play out. Canelo Alvarez could also fight Billy Joe Sanders if he's able to get past Demetrius Andrade. That's a great fight that Billy Joe Sanders has said that he has wanted for quite some time. It's a matchup that could possibly happen. So the middleweight division is live right now. There's so many great fighters that are out there, but these two are the #1 and #2 best fighters in the world in the middleweight division, and I would love to see them fight again for a third time. It's definitely worth the money. It's definitely a fan-friendly fight that will go down to the wire. You got my vote for Canelo Alvarez versus Gennady Golovkin, Triple G3. But that's my final recap on the fight that took place this past weekend. I would like to thank everyone for tuning in to this YouTube channel. Please check out my exclusive interviews with Mikey Garcia, Abner Maris, Jesse Vargas, Sean Showtime Porter, and also Demetrius Andrade on their upcoming future fights. I want to thank everyone for subscribing to J. Calderon Boxing Talk. Please hit that little subscribe button if you haven't subscribed. Put your email information in so you get all my notifications once I drop a new video. Also, hit that like button, that share button. Follow me on Instagram and on Twitter, and join the Facebook boxing group page, all under the same name, J. Calderon Boxing Talk. I'm J. Calderon, Stand Clear Entertainment. Thanks for your support. Keep watching, and please subscribe.